I'm a graphic artist by day, musician by night.
I'm a cook.
Graduate student.
I'm a cook.
Unemployed.
Right now, nothing, but I'm hopefully working next week.
I work at a copy center.
I work out of a temporary service, but I also work for the city.
I go to school at HCC in Ybor, and I work at CDB's downtown.
I cooks.
I'm a freelancer, emphasis on free.
Make sandwiches out of deli.
I go to University of Tampa, and this is where a lot of people go after all the bars close. You?
I work, and I go to a lot of bars after I go to work. But I just came here tonight, but I really like this place. I know I'll be back.
I'm a cook at Chavez on the Mall. It's a restaurant downtown.
I counsel pregnant women in the projects.
Computer engineer.
I'm a manager for a seafood corporation.
I'm an actor, and I also work at a coffee store.
What I do, I'm a meat cutter. I work for the Air Force at MacDill.
I'm an engineer.
Waiters, professional waiters.
I'm a professional dancer.
At home.
A private dancer.
No, we're waiters.
I'm a waiter.
Professional waiters.
Mortician.
I'm a carny.
Freelance schmooze, and I'm also the music director for WMNF.
What do I do for a living? I'm a retired Marine Corps.
Right now, I'm retired at the moment.
I'm a CNA.
I'm a student.
But I work on and off downtown, cleaning office buildings, domestic.
It's my vocation. Well, I own a bookstore in Ybor City, but I also work at the Hub Friday and Saturday nights.
I'm retired. I used to own a bar too, and it burned. Now I'm retired.
I'm a student.
Well, I'm a chef.
I'm a reporter.
Carpenter.
I'm a student and a waitress.
At the moment, I'm a call taker for Tampa Yellow Cab.
I'm a lawyer.
I work at the Hyatt Regency Tampa, room service.
I'm a waiter.
I'm unemployed. I'm on Social Security disability.
I'm a chef.
For many, many years, about 10 years now.
Since right around last Christmas. Christmas of 1990.
Off and on, about 8, 10 years now.
About 12 years.
A few years.
For the last 2 weeks.
About 2 years.
7 years.
About 2 years.
Or about a year and a half.
I've been coming to the Hub for years.
About 10 years.
Since the past year. You?
Actually, this is my first time that I came tonight, because I just moved down here, so.
Well, I guess about a year.
About 5 years.
Same.
About 6 years.
10 years.
Oh, probably about 25 years, a little more.
I've lived in Florida for a year and a half, so year and a half.
I've been coming for the Hub around 2 years, 2.5 years, maybe.
Second time.
They just got him coming.
Yeah.
3 years.
Off and on about 7 years.
About 2.5 years.
I use it in transit between St. Petersburg and wherever I'm going. I travel a lot, and this is a handy place to stop. And between travels, between the train station, bus stations, what have you, this is a good place to stop.
23 years.
8, 9 years.
Probably about 10 years.
Oh, about 30 years.
About 7 years.
For the last 10 years, I think.
3 or 4 years.
About 9 years.
About 2 years.
18, 20 years.
Since about 87.
About 6, 7 years.
About 6 months.
First time I came here, I was probably about 10 years old with my grandmother. Which that's about 20-something years.
About 4 or 5 years. A long time.
Well, for a couple of weeks.
About 8 years.
Depends. Usually tequila, sometimes vodka. Depends.
I have a Budweiser and usually a shot of Jack Daniels.
Bourbon usually.
Whiskey and 7.
Now I'm down to beer. Used to be everything.
Bud Light.
Rum and Coke.
Bourbon and Coke.
Southern Comfort and OJ.
Kavasi and club soda.
It changes year to year. Tonight I drank rum and Coke. Last night was vodka and tonic. Night before it was something else. Who knows?
Must be serving up some good drinks.
I just started drinking amaretto sours, and I enjoy them. How about you?
I was drinking beer. We did the amaretto sour bit and like Long Island iced teas and stuff.
Smirnoff vodka and orange juice.
Captain Morgan's and Diet Coke.
Turkey and 7.
Budweiser.
Well, it started off gin and tonic, but I got really sick of that. So then I was drinking vodka and tonics, but I got sick off those. Margaritas, Rolling Rock.
Well, mostly is Budweiser.
Oh, the Captain. Definitely the Captain.
The great drinks.
Captain Morgan and Coke.
Yeah, I'm drinking right now vodka and grapefruit juice with a lime twist.
What's my poison? Anything ranging from beer to Captain Morgan's and Coke.
I like it.
I drink Smirnoff vodka and tonic water.
Vodka.
Beer.
Beer.
I used to drink scotch. Now I drink vodka.
Oh, usually rum and Coke, a mixed drink.
Oh, it varies night to night. Rolling Rock, margaritas, or Bloody Mary. Coffee on rye.
Well, I drink any, a beer. Sometimes I drink a vodka.
Scotch. Only Scotch.
Jack Daniels. Sometimes beer.
Smirnoff and cranberry with a lime.
Well, it used to be bourbon, now it's Crown Royal.
Royal Crown and Coke.
I drink Mount Gay rum, Barbados rum.
Scotch and beer, as you see right here.
Tequila.
I stick to beer mainly.
Very first trip, I was still in high school. Came here, didn't know what to expect. Saw a lot of drunken old men sitting at the bar. I was scared. Took my first drink. Didn't matter after that.
Well, I was working at the Tampa club at the Barnett building. It's a private club, and it was Christmas time, and everything was just going crazy. We were doing private parties, and it was just a lot of business, a lot of working hours. I had a break. I figured, well, where's the cheapest place in town I can grab a beer real quick and get out of there? And I was told the Hub. Go down to the Hub. That's the place to go. There was a smirk involved in it, and I figured, well, that's my kind of place. I'm going.
My very first trip to the Hub. That I remember clearly. It was myself and 3 of my friends. We were downtown. We had just taken a boat trip, and we came off the boat, and I was thirsty. So we were looking for a place where we could have some libation. And this was the first place I saw. It's like 10 years ago. And we walked in, and they didn't want to stay, so I said, well, later on, and I stayed.
When I first came to town, I was looking for a place to go to have a cocktail, and I just found the Hub, and I came right in here.
Oh, I can't remember it, to be honest with you.
That was about 5 years ago. And I used to go to another place, and I started coming back here. Just the building, the people, surroundings, the atmosphere.
It was a drunken trip, and I was going to a local club, and that's it.
You really want to know the very first trip to the Hub? When I go off the Greyhound bus, I asked them to direct me to the Tampa library so I could find a bar. I didn't ask them for a bar. So I went to the bar and walked around the corner, went to the Tampa library. I saw the street, and I looked at the streets in the library, and I was directed to this bar that was called Ohio, or Ohio, whatever you want to call it. I stopped in there, ordered a beer, and I left in 10 minutes, and that's how I found this.
My very first trip was after work. After I just started at CDB's, came over with a friend of mine, did a couple shots, and it's been my home ever since.
When was that? I can't even remember.
I can't remember. That probably means that I've been coming to the Hub too much.
I don't even remember, really. It probably was scary, because I had never been in here, and I had just started drinking.
It was a blur.
It was tonight, but I liked it. It was pretty cool. Well, I'm not leaving yet, but so far. But the music should be a little louder, I think.
I really can't remember my very first trip to the Hub. It's hard to say.
I don't remember. We were here, we got drunk.
I don't even have a clue. It was too long ago.
It was on a Sunday evening after work.
I was in high school. This was way back when you could drink when you were 18, I swear. And my friend in high school told me about this place. And it was great. You could sit and read a book and talk to people, and they had a brain, and nobody was going, "Hi, hey, I like your earrings." And it was good. It's still good on good days.
Very first one. It's always been crowded.
Well, it was my first week here in Florida, and I ran into a guy that I grew up with in Massachusetts, and he took me down to cold storage, and yeah, that was all well and good, but he says, the night's just begun, and he took me down here, my first Friday night in Florida, and he took me here, and we never left. We stayed here till closing. It was great, and I've been coming here ever since.
Well, I'd say the first time I ever came here was one time a whole bunch of waiters. I was working at the Hyatt, and we all came here, a bunch of us, I'd say around 15 of us at nighttime. And on that side of the bar, it was all like real country hicks, you know, with the bandanas on their heads and everything, long hair. On this side of the bar, there was nothing but punk rockers and, you know, really disco people. It was really neat. I thought it was great, you know.
So over the threshold, I tripped on the way in and got a Captain Morgan and Coke and read some scripture from Elvis Costello over the urinal.
Yeah, I was passing by from the bus station. I seen the liquor store. Stopped into the liquor store to buy half a pint of vodka, and the door was locked. So I come around through the other door, and then I realized this was in here. And I stopped in and had a few drinks before I went to the bus station.
Very first trip to the Hub. I think it was also long ago that I don't even think I can remember, but a little bit intimidating, but comfortable.
Yeah, it was an experience. I sat down next to a guy who was definitely out to lunch, and it was fun. It was funny. I mean, the guy wasn't rowdy. He was just out to lunch. You know, his conversation went no place, and I thought that was kind of funny.
My very first trip at the Hub, I came in on a plane.
Yeah, I was impressed because help was very, you know, the bartenders and everything were very nice and friendly.
I don't remember.
Oh, well, I guess I was about 21, and I came in here, and it was off the coast to downtown, and we was having lunch, and we came in and had a drink.
My very first trip to the Hub? Oh, I had been down in Ybor City at a big, kind of like a warehouse party, and I came here. Carrie Glomps persuaded me to come here, and I came here, I guess that was probably about 7 years ago.
I came down here one time and with somebody else, and they brought me in here and introduced me to the owners at the time, and I seemed to like it and came back again.
Very first trip to the hub was in the daylight.
Oh yeah, one day looking for work, coming from New York City. I went to few interview on different hotels. And I walked over here, I was tired, it was a really summertime. 90 degrees, I want a beer, I walk in. They used to have an old man here that was a bartender, his name I think was Pat. Old man, 25 years in the same business. He gave me a beer, I said, give me a beer. It took 2 hours to give me a beer, but it takes two time, But he was a nice person. And that's my first time I came to this place.
Well, it was with that fellow who was selling the crash helmets for the racing pigeons. And that's what kept me coming back. Oh, that's the first time in town. I was about probably 16 or whatever, and stopped in for a drink. Yeah, about it.
It was a long time ago. Just a couple friends of mine brought me here. They'd been coming here, and they thought it was the greatest place. So we came here one night, and it was just a normal evening. But I've been coming back ever since.
No, I just said I had a good time. I've always had a good time here.
First trip to the hub. It's kind of cloudy now. A lot of alcohol was involved.
First trip I lived in the Thames with my grandmother drinking Roy Rogers. Probably first trip. Don't remember. Must have had too much fun that night.
No, I can't remember. I'm sorry.
It was. No, I can't.
Well, a girl tried to pick me up and decided that we should go here, so I followed her here, and well.
Mainly because I know a lot of people here, and it's a good hideout for me. So
it's relaxing. There's no, you don't have to make yourself up to be somebody that you're not. You can just enjoy not only the atmosphere, which is very unique and natural, but you don't have to worry about running into somebody you don't want to run into.
It's usually relatively quiet. Nobody really bothers you. Everybody gets along.
Nice atmosphere. I come here and enjoy myself.
Probably air conditioning. I don't have AC at my house, so I come here.
People that work here, the friends that I know.
It's a place to get away from the dancing and the clubs and things like that.
I enjoy the company. I enjoy the bars. And I enjoy the people in the bar.
Strong drinks and cheap prices.
Because it's close to my job, and when I get off of work, I need to relax before I go home.
It's the only place open downtown that I go to.
Where they fix the drinks.
The people.
No cover.
Well, me and my coworkers like to get together on Friday evenings and come in and have a drink and relax before we go home.
People watching.
You can see everything here from
prom queens to bums.
Oh, there's a lot of friendly people that come here. A lot of strange ones too.
It's all of my friends are here, including the bartenders, and there's always somebody I know here. Drinks are cheap. It's a quiet place to rest.
Well, you see a lot of old timers in here, a lot of old people,
It's a lot of fun. It really is. Yeah. How about you? You like the same thing, don't you?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. They don't care who
Well, we always come here in a bunch,
They
We're all
don't.
waiters,
It doesn't matter who you are, rich, poor. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Captain Strong. He's tough.
Well, for one thing, it's not computerized. Here you get a good shot.
They have Captain Morgan and Coke.
I like it, just because it's nice, easy going. Got good old 60s rock and roll in the jukebox. Just a nice place to stop to unwind.
Specifically the hub, the drinks are stiff, the clientele is interesting, if not cultural.
Well, it's friendly and, it's the atmosphere. It's not formal. It's casual.
Because I like the people. I have friends that come in here, and everything. That's the way I like it. You don't have no problems in here. Nobody don't give you any problems either.
Because it's a nice, quiet bar downtown area, and I live downtown Tampa.
It's really familiar. They let me draw on the bar. They serve me when I'm obnoxious, and it's cheap.
Oh, I like to stop in when I have to come down here to pay my bills. I usually stop in.
Well, I used to come here because it was kind of a quiet place to drink, and the drinks were cheap. And mostly I still come here because the drinks are cheap and because I work here.
Well, this is the only one of the places in town. And it's close to my job. I get up from my work, I want to relax for a drink. So I have a drink here.
It's a hangout in a watering hole.
Pretty much. I spend a lot of time here. I haven't been, I come down here now once a month for the last 5 years. I used to spend a lot of time here. And mostly just for small people that I used to know pretty well.
It doesn't make too many demands on you.
I like the location. I like the multiplicity of human types here. Sorry about that word. And I especially, I like the crew that works here. Got a very well-working crew here. They've obviously been working together for a number of years, and they work together very well. I like that.
Because my friends like it and I like it, so we come here to start the night off a lot of times and maybe go out from here.
Probably the best cocktails for the money in Tampa, without a doubt. And the staff, I know everybody, including the owner.
I think the thing I like about it most is that there's no cliques here. I mean, there's all sorts of different crowds, and it's interesting for that reason.
Well, drinks are cheap. Everyone I like comes here, so I come here.
I'll have to say Michelle.
I would guess the one that just served me.
I usually see Paul mostly, but Dee and Michelle.
Jeannie.
Me.
Jeannie.
Michelle.
One is Paul. One is Jeannie.
Paul. Gina.
Sandy Wheeler.
Gina.
No, because people usually buy me drinks. You?
No.
Jeannie is.
Paul.
Jeannie Lou.
Paul, I like Ted. Ted, Ted doesn't bartend, but he picks up. No, this is my baccalaureate examination. I'm sorry, I'm very nervous. Anyway, no, Ted picks up the bottles, and he's always good to talk to.
Right off the top of my head, one Paul, and one of them, I think she's promoted to the package store. She usually don't work the bartender too much,
Definitely Paul. Good man.
We like them all. I like them all.
Oh, the chick that's here now.
I can never remember names, but they're always nice. Yeah, Michelle, right? She's great. She's dynamite.
The female bartender.
They're all nice.
Paul, definitely.
I think that girl over there is probably my favorite bartender. She's usually the one who waits on me because I transit during the afternoons.
I couldn't decide.
No, they're all nice.
Who's my favorite bartender? Who's my favorite bartender? Pat.
Oh yes, Jeannie.
Paul.
I like all of them. They're all nice to me.
I like them all. I can't choose between any of them. Even the new ones.
I like all. They all good people. They are good people.
Probably Paul. Yeah.
Well, a couple of them are gone now. They don't work here anymore. I like Paul quite a bit. He works nice here. Good bartender.
I don't know. It's kind of toss up Paul, Michelle. I like Michelle.
Yeah, Jeannie Lou. They're all good, but I like Jeannie Lou the best.
Probably Michelle. She pours a meaner drink than the rest of them. She loves me. She won't admit it.
Favorite bartender? Probably Paul, or actually all of them are good bartenders, but seems like when I walk in, when Paul's here, I don't even have to wait, no matter how deep the people are.
This interview right now that I'm doing.
I don't think there was anything funny I've ever seen here. Everything just, kind of flows so it just flows that there's nothing really funny about it. You might run into somebody telling a funny story, or maybe a true story that you might think funny, but that's about it. I've yet to see anything real funny. No banana peels or nothing.
The funniest.
Usually, I'll say Wednesday night when the punk rockers come in here.
I don't know, to be honest with you. I see mostly sadness in here.
I don't know.
I have no idea.
Me walking into the door, catching a cab.
I think the funniest thing was a couple of friends of mine. We were all doing shots of tequila, and this guy said, "Oh, I can outdo you. I'll slam you on the table." And he did one shot, and then he rolled back in his chair and started throwing up all over the place.
Nothing really.
I saw a guy die in the hub. He just keeled over. He was sitting on a bar stool, and next thing everybody knows is he just flopped backwards and his head kind of opened up at the back.
This one time a lady got so drunk she pissed all over herself.
Oh God. No, I can't say that on the air. Oh, I don't know. I haven't been here long enough.
She's waiting for action.
Yeah, I'm waiting for something to happen.
I can't remember. I've seen a couple of people fall down sloppy drunk before. That's about it.
The bum across the street last week, he was thrashing on the ground, swimming on the concrete, going, "Rah! Rah!" It was amazing.
Between that and rollerbladers who think they can skate and try to.
Oh yeah, one girl cost herself on the sidewalk down the street last week, and they had the ambulance and the fire, and we're leaving. It was like major crime scene.
This one lady did a nice nosedive off the bar stool one night.
My friend was having a fight with this woman, and the woman was sitting on the opposite side. The woman was sitting on the opposite side of the bar, and all of a sudden she threw up on herself. That's funny. You had to be there. I'm sorry. You had to be there. And then my friend pointed it out loudly to everybody there. And I was working at Tampa Theater, and we all hated the skaters. And we brought in a stopwatch because they always go, skaters, 5 minutes, and they stay for like an hour. So we brought in a stopwatch and they said, skaters, 5 minutes. So we counted them down. Skaters, 4 minutes, 3 minutes, 2, get the fuck out. And Pat got really mad at us because we cost him a lot of money, but it was really fun.
Funniest thing I've ever saw at the hub? Well, there's been so many different situations, you know. It's hard to pick out one, you know.
The funniest thing I ever saw at the hub? The fact that I stood outside one day with a cop sitting on the hood of my car and I carded people, unbeknownst to the bartenders, and I must have turned away about 50 to 100 people. Kidding, that's a joke. The funniest thing I ever saw was that, actually. That was the funniest thing I ever saw.
What I'm doing right now?
Yeah, really. Let's. Well, I'd say the first time I ever came here was one time a whole bunch of waiters. I was working at the Hyatt, and we all came here, a bunch of us. I'd say around 15 of us at nighttime. And on that side of the bar, it was all like real country hicks, you know, with the bandanas on their heads and everything, long hair. On this side of the bar, there was nothing but punk rockers and, you know, really disco people. It was really neat. I thought it was great, you know.
What's the funniest thing?
This right now.
I guess this right now, yeah.
It's only the second time here, but...
A female bartender.
The funniest thing, you know, I've given this a lot of thought. We had this guy trespass one day. Trespass means if you come back in here again, you get arrested, you go to jail. We trespassed him one day. He walked in the next day. The police officer that trespassed him was across the street with somebody on a bench drinking open container. And Jim, my boss, hollered across the street, "Hey, Lucas, the guy you trespassed is in the bar." And Jim told the guy, "The cop across the street wants to see you." This guy actually walked across the street to get arrested. I mean, when he could have gone down out the door and down the street, but he actually walked across the street to get arrested, go to jail for trespassing.
Funniest thing I ever saw at the hub, a friend of mine and his girlfriend pinned up against the wall, virtually having sex.
What's the funniest thing I've ever saw at the hub? Nothing, basically.
Funniest thing I ever well, the funniest thing I ever seen in the hub was somebody trying the basic thing, I guess I might say, is someone like falling out. That's all. You know, just falling out.
Well, I probably never saw anything. Like I say, I'm just a commuter going back and forth. I probably never saw anything funny happen here, but there's a lot of old duffers around here that tell some tall tales, and that's pretty funny in itself.
Tommy fall down and lose his leg, and a bunch of people trying to put it back on.
I can't think of any.
I was over here one afternoon, and two people were having an argument over at the counter. One guy slammed his drink down to the point where he cut his hand, which is not really funny. It was really kind of gross. They called an ambulance and some police officers. They were over there across the street, and they ended up getting into two different intermittent arguments with the police over there. And the female, who was more coherent at the time, ended up getting arrested before the guy who was really just inebriated.
Then he got arrested after that, protesting her arrest.
Oh, this lady used to come in here, used to have bows on her hair. She used to tickle me.
Well, I met a fella here once who was making crash helmets for racing pigeons out of old beer bottle caps. And he asked me to invest, and I did, and I thought that when I thought about it, that was kind of funny.
Oh, the funniest thing?
A lot of funny things, huh? Some people taking some falls, I guess. You know, people get kind of drunk around here.
One crazy guy one day, not crazy, but I mean, it's an old man talking to everybody, and he only tried to be attention, you know, but happy. It's not a big deal, you know. Was everything beautiful?
Probably when the bartender threw out a guy on skates. When the skate guys came in, you know, on Friday or Saturday nights, and you know how you throw out a guy out of a bar normally and like tumbles out, but this guy was on skates, so like you threw him out, but he just kind of rolled. He rolled out this way.
There's a few things. Probably when they used to have roller skaters come in here and tripping over people and stuff. Yeah. That was funny.
A really weird grimace from an old girlfriend.
Funniest thing I ever saw happen here, I was coming from work to here, walking up Franklin Street, and thought it was a little foggy out that night, and when in actuality it was the building burning down next door when I came in.
Well, I vomited on the bar once and they never kicked me out. I love this place.
Life is a game, right? And that's pretty funny.
James Brown. I saw him pull up, and then he looked out the window, and they drove away.
It wasn't actually the famous person. It was probably a person I seen in here that looked like my girlfriend that I didn't want to see at the time, and I mistaken by accident, and that was about as famous as it got. It's not really famous at all. It's just that it was a shock.
Rick Melby, Robert Wegman. I could go on and on.
Nobody.
I think Marty Allen.
I haven't really seen anybody famous here.
No one.
Dick Carpet. Channel 8 News.
Andy Warhol, but that's not his real name. He was my roommate, but he wasn't really Andy Warhol. He just looked like him.
I haven't seen any famous person here, I don't think.
Bruce Springsteen. Bruce Springsteen.
Nobody. Not that I know.
Paul. No, Bobby. It's gotta be Bobby from Walk the Chalk.
And this guy with real long blonde hair comes up to me and says, "I'm Greg Allman, buy me a beer." And I looked at the man, I said, "Man, if you're Greg Allman, you should be buying me a beer."
Herb from the Burger King commercials. Remember those? Herb was here! And Dee was going, "Man, that's Herb." We're going, no, Dee, it's not Herb. Shut up, it's just some real, and he was staying at the Florida. No, he was staying at the Days Inn. It was after that promotion, and he was really sad. He was an out of, down on his luck actor. I know that.
Me.
Aside from Joe DiMaggio. Okay. Probably T.J. Fitzgerald. He's a prominent lawyer in Tampa. Saw him here once.
Tudor Mama.
Matt Farmer.
Oh, a lot of attorneys go over to the federal building and they come in here. Briefly, they come through.
Steve Lindenbaugh from Marry My Hope.
Some lawyers, I don't know them all by name, but I've seen some attorneys.
Jonathan Richmond.
Famous person I see here. I don't remember. I know that a lot of people come to this place, but I don't remember. No.
Allison Frank.
You? I've never seen you.
Battling Billy, the hobo bank robber. He was here at federal court on a bank robbery appearance.
I don't think I've seen anybody famous here, except locally.
There was a guy that came in from Fishbone one night. I guess that's pretty famous.
Most famous person I ever saw here at the Hub. That's a good question. I really don't know.
Mick Mars from, who are those people? Motley Crue.
Hugh Hefner.